guys, welcome back to Smooth's Workshop. Terry here. Just a little bit of a update on where we've got with the Revell Star Wars X-Wing fighter in 112 scale that I was building. It's a nice easy kit. It's a level 3 kit. It's aimed at beginners, but I've been trying to shoehorn some LEDs into it and came across one or two issues, which is why I kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit. But I'm back onto it again, and this is just a little progress update of where we've got to and where we're at. So, off and watch the video. See you in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. Yes, Terry from Smooth's Workshop here. I'll just sort my lighting out a little bit here. Yep, we're on to build video number 4 in this series of the, I'll just pull it up here, Star Wars Revell X-Wing fighter in 112 scale. As I mentioned, it's a really easy kit to put together. It's a snap fit kit, but I'm adding LEDs into it, and I'm aiming at this video series obviously at the novice to beginner with a little twist with putting the LEDs in. So this is where we've got to at the moment. When you left, I'll just post a little picture up. We had the wings all built, and I was honing out the engine casings so that I could fit these little LEDs into, and then we started soldering the LEDs in. Now I had a slight problem. The LEDs that we have here are, I'll just open one of these up and I'll get my usual black background to show these off. Actually, I'll put a couple on there so you can actually see them. I'll get my usual black background out, which is my water box. I take the dust off it. Okay, so here's my water box. So there's a couple of LEDs on there. Now these LEDs have a 3mm bulb part, and then there's a little shoulder on them. So when you drill a 3mm hole and you push an LED in, the shoulder stops it falling through the hole. But this shoulder's a problem in this build because we've only got 3mm to play with. So I actually have to shave off, just get my pointy stick. Oh, it's moving across into there now. The tiny little shoulder, I actually have to shave that shoulder off. Right, so that's the first issue. So we shave the shoulder off. Next one is, we've got a really long leg here. The long one is the positive, or the anode, and the shorter one is the negative, or the cathode. We've got a limited space to shoehorn these into on this. Okay, we're looking at cramming all of that into a space from there to there, which is probably about as long as my thumbnail. Okay, hopefully that's in focus. So yeah, so I've shaved the LED bulbs down, and then I have to cut the legs down as well, obviously to put them into that space and attach wires to them and heat shrink to them to get them into the model itself. Now the issue I came across now, I was using, in my last business I'm a mechanic to trade, but I did a bit of auto electrical work, and when I was out working on the cars, I would use one of these things for soldering. It's a Portasol gas-powered soldering bolt, which is great for just doing general soldering if temperature is not a concern. Now, I did all 4 of my LEDs, and when we left the last time I had 2 of them on one wing working, which was great. And then I went off camera and did the exact same at the other wing, and they didn't work. Now the reason they didn't work is, using that gas bolt I can't regulate the temperature, and if I check up the spec sheets of these LED bulbs, they can accept a maximum heat of 268 degrees centigrade for a maximum prolonged duration of 5 seconds. So obviously I was going in at a higher temperature than that, and for a bit longer than I should have, and I cooked them and they didn't work. So I had to strip them out and redo 2 more new LEDs, and I got them done. So that was great, and they were all working. So the next stage then, which I've done off camera, so I'll just flash up a picture, was I started gluing all the engine covers on. which were blacked out on the inside, and I had to clamp them together, and I left them overnight to dry. And then the next picture is of me. Obviously, I rechecked that the LEDs were working after gluing the engine covers on. The next job was to put the pylons on, the weapon pylons, these babies here. So I put them on, and then I took them away to the spray booth and I coated them in primer. Now, the primer that I used was the Ultimate Black Primer, which is the exact same as this stuff, which I'll just pull out just now, which is the Steino Res. It's the same stuff, you know, it's the same stuff, it's just a smaller tub. So yeah, I used that to prime the model, and it's come out really, really nicely. It's really picked up on. Now, I don't know if you'll catch it with the light. Let's see. You see all that nice little recessed detail on the wings and everything. It's picked all of that up. So obviously, bearing in mind I've got wires in this and I've got LEDs, which don't know if you'll pick them glinting up in the light. I'm trying to get them to catch the light there. They're recessed in the engines here. The LEDs, okay, where the positive and the negative come out, and the wires linked across the wings and everything and looped up, which will all be hidden inside the body of the craft in here. So yeah, got them all sprayed up. That was good. So once I've sprayed them up, I connected them back up again to check for light leakage. Now, I only want light coming out the rear of these, out of here, okay? So I've light blocked inside, and the primer on the outside should hopefully have light blocked them. But there was light leaking out along the seams. Now, I've got a photo in close up, so I'll just pop that up just now, and you'll notice that the white bits on it is where I've had to fill them. It left a slight gap, even though I'd hollowed them out. They weren't fitting closely enough together, and there was light leaking out along the side of the engines here. So what I used to fill that is, now, there's not a lot of room to work on these. There's little bits of detail in there, and you can't get the normal size sanders in, and it's a bit of a pain. So I was thinking, how am I going to fill these? I can't use sprue goo because it's just too small. So what I used was a water-based filler, and it's called Perfect Plastic Putty. It was really, really good stuff. And you just, take the cap off, squeeze a bit out the tube. It's water soluble. So what's really good with that is, as I went in, and let's see if I've got a better one that can show you. That one, this one maybe. I basically went in, and with an applicator, I have worked it into the seam all the way along, and I've let it dry a little bit, and then I've come along with a wet cotton bud, or from American friends, a Q-tip, and I've just went across the seam like that and wiped off any excess, and then let it dry a bit more and went off and took all the excess off, so that my seam line has been filled, all the excess is off. So I'm hoping I don't have to sand that. So the next stage for that is it's going to go back into the spray booth, and it's going to get some more primer over. Now, what I did watch, because I had tried cutting up little bits of makeup sponge, these wee things here, and I thought if I twisted them and stuck them in the end, that would stop the paint getting into my LEDs. No, it wouldn't stay there. So all I've been doing when I've been airbrushing is watching with the angle when I'm spraying, that I'm spraying in this direction, so that all the paint is going this way and not up into the LED. I'll use a similar technique, because I've sprayed into the engine cowlings there nice and black. When I go to put the base coat on, which will be the white, I'll be spraying in this direction so that I don't flood all that with white, and then I'll gradually change angle so that I catch the edges but leave the dark inside. So yeah, so I'm going to go over this with primer. If it needs any dress up, I'll need to sand that off. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that using the wet cotton bud technique, it's sealed them up. And once I've got the black primer back on it again, I'm going to do a light leakage test again to see if that's caught it. And then after that, I am going to be going over it with I'm not going to go for screen accuracy on this. I'm going to be putting some weathering on, so it's going to darken the white up anyway, but I'm just going to go in with Tamiya XF2 flat white. The other white I possibly was going to use is Mr. Hobby Colour H11, which says it's a flat white, but it dries more of a semi-gloss. I had thought about using that as well, but no, I'm going to go with the Tamiya because it sprays really nice. And I'll build it up in layers because I want part of the reason of doing it in black. A lot of folk go, well, why use a black primer when you're going to go in with white on top? Is that I'm hoping that if I mist it finely enough, some of the shadows of the black will remain underneath the white and just give it a bit of tonal variation on some of the panels and everything like that. So once that's done, which I'll do off camera, and then we'll come back and see how I got on with that. We'll start detail painting in some of the little grey panels and everything like that. And two minds whether to spray these ones because I might be able to mask them off. But like the engine parts here, I might have a bit of difficulty masking them off. I might just hand brush those. So yeah, there'll be a bit of detail work going on in the wings. I've looked at how I'm going to be spraying this now and painting it, and I think I'm going to be doing all the detail painting in all the wings before the wings go back together and into the body. So I've been looking at the body, and I wasn't going to bother doing all the grey cockpit, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it in what's a bluey grey. So I'm going to do some masking off for that, get the white on. I might put one or two little grey panels in. I don't know how I've managed to do that, but I managed to scuff the side. These notches aren't in the normal kit. These are where I've notched out for the wires to go in for the engines. So I think I'm going to split this into two halves. And oh, I've got a wee bit of paint there. I'm going to be doing a bit of faffing about, trying to paint this up. I think I'm going to try and get all the painting out the way, possibly even some of the pin washes and everything before I stick it all together. So I'm planning that as I go along. That's a kind of work in progress. I was trying to figure out how to do it in such an order that I can still get all the LEDs in that in. And I think that's probably the best way to go. So I've got a bit of detail paint to do on those. I've done a little bit more work on the pilot figure. And some of his boots have scuffed off, but I'll touch it up. I did his orange suit, and I've done the white on his thing on the front. I had to get myself something because I'm short-sighted. I'm all right working close up. And I'm just trying to see where I've put it. Where have I put my optivisor? 2 seconds. Oh, falling all over the place. I had to get myself a thing called an optivisor. When you start going into minute detail, it can be quite hard to see. So I've got an optivisor here. Okay, so it goes around my head. Yeah, and it's got a couple of different magnifications on it. Yeah, so I can have that magnification, pop that one in for more magnification. If I need more, I can pop that one down as well. Okay, well, you might even get to, can you see through that? Let's see if you can see what I would see if I was doing the wee man. He's going to go upside down due to the reflection, is he? Just a bit of fun. Anyway, yeah, so I can get detail painting on him. I'm using an optivisor so I can see what I'm actually doing. Great things. This one wasn't that expensive. I got it off the site that sounds like a big river. I think it was about £10 or £15 thereabouts. It took a wee while to get here, but so yeah, an optivisor for fine detail painting. So what else? I'll just pop that back out the way somewhere safe just now, and then we'll hear a clatter in a second. Yeah, I've put a small undercoat on the R2 unit. He's going to be gloss white down the bottom and a metallic up the top. Again, I'll probably do that off camera. I had toyed with trying to show you detail painting on camera, but I've learned with my optivisor on, I'm so close up to the thing that I couldn't get the camera in shot to do that for you. So that's where I've got to just now. So I'm going to go off camera, get primer on those, and work out my painting plan, and then when we come back, we'll see where we've got to. Okay, so see you in a bit. Bye. Well, guys, I was going to do a bit more on video, but I think I'll keep this to a nice bite-size little portion. So, yeah, you've seen what I've been up to and where I'm going to. The one thing I did forget to mention, I'll just flash a picture up of it just now, was I bought a temperature-controlled soldering station. But to me, that's how I got around the temperature thing. I can dial in a temperature of 240 and just count how many seconds I'm on, and if I've not got it soldered by then, take the solder bolt off, let it all cool down for a wee minute or two, and then go back in again. So yeah, that's going to end it for this little bite-sized bit, just to show you that I've made some progress. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to put the black primer on the engines. I'll do the light leakage test, and then I'll go and put the white down, and then once I've got that done, I'll start the next one, which will be number 5. So yeah, instead of doing like an hour's video, keep them nice and short. So yeah, that's where I've got to. Hope you're enjoying these. It's just a bit of fun, and I thought I would share it with you. If it's any help to you whatsoever, let me know in the comment section below. Do subscribe. I've got other things going on as well. I don't know if I can pan round and catch it, but this big Master Grade Freedom Gundam, I'm going to do a wee update video on that. That's a wee build that I've never done a Gundam. It's my first Bandai kit, and I got it for my 50th birthday. I was going to do an inbox review on it. I know this is totally off the subject, but it's still sort of sci-fi related. So I was going to do an inbox review, but it's a big, huge box, and there's so many sprues. I thought I might do a video and just show you the kit and what it does, and kind of how it goes together and stuff. And at some point, if anybody's interested, I might show you me painting it, but it's going to be a nightmare, a long series painting that. But anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this little short clip, and yeah, next one will be number 5, and it should hopefully be more onto the finishing stages now that I've got all the wiring sorted out. So, Terry from Smooth's Workshop, see you later. Happy modelling. Bye.